How far would Hollywood stars go to stay young? For some celebrities, plastic surgery didn't just change their faces, it destroyed careers, relationships, and entire lives. Behind the fame and glamour are shocking stories of regret, addiction, and heartbreaking transformations the public was never meant to see. Today, we're uncovering the most disturbing cosmetic surgery disasters in Hollywood history, and the painful truths hidden behind them. Britney Spears, the pop princess who couldn't stop changing. For more than 2 decades, Britney Spears has lived under a level of public scrutiny few celebrities have ever experienced. From her rise as America's teenage pop sensation, every hairstyle, relationship, and physical change became headline news and constant tabloid obsession across television, magazines, and social media platforms around the world for years. In recent years, Britney's honesty about cosmetic treatments, including lip enhancements, skincare procedures, and Botox, sparked conversations about beauty standards, aging, and the impossible expectations placed on women in the spotlight. In a world dominated by filters and edited images, her openness felt unusually genuine and emotionally relatable to many longtime fans. But the reaction exposed something darker about celebrity culture. Even the smallest changes to her appearance were criticized and endlessly analyzed online. For Britney, cosmetic procedures were never simply about vanity. After years of feeling controlled by managers, tabloids, and the conservatorship that shaped much of her adult life, changing her appearance may have been about reclaiming control over her own body. Her story reflects a painful contradiction in American culture. Society pressures women, especially famous women, to stay forever youthful, then judges them for the ways they try to maintain that image. Britney's transformation is more than celebrity gossip. It's a reminder of the emotional cost of living a lifetime under the world's expectations. Jocelyn Wildenstein, the plastic paradise that became a prison. Jocelyn Wildenstein became one of the most famous examples of extreme cosmetic surgery in modern celebrity culture. Once known for her glamorous lifestyle and marriage to billionaire art dealer Alec Wildenstein, she later became a symbol of how the pursuit of physical perfection can spiral into something far more troubling and emotionally destructive over time, especially under the constant pressure of elite social circles and public attention. Her transformation did not happen overnight. What reportedly began as small cosmetic enhancements gradually evolved into years of dramatic procedures that changed her appearance completely. Over time, the media turned her into a global spectacle, often reducing her entire identity to headlines and cruel public jokes about plastic surgery and facial transformation. As her appearance became more extreme, public fascination only seemed to grow stronger with each passing year. Behind the fascination was a far more tragic story. Despite spending enormous amounts of money trying to preserve youth and beauty, Wildenstein eventually faced serious financial problems and filed for bankruptcy in 2018. The image she worked so hard to create became, for many people, a symbol of excess and emotional isolation rather than glamour. Her story is not simply about cosmetic surgery gone too far. It reflects the intense pressure placed on women, especially wealthy and famous women, to remain forever young in a culture obsessed with appearance. In the end, Jocelyn Wildenstein became a reminder of how easily the search for perfection can slowly erase a person's sense of self. Bella Hadid, the model who faced her truth. Bella Hadid became part of an important cultural conversation when she openly admitted to having a rhinoplasty at just 14 years old. In the high-pressure world of fashion modeling, where beauty is often marketed as effortless and natural, her honesty stood out in a way few celebrities had dared before. For years, cosmetic procedures in the modeling industry were treated like unspoken secrets, quietly accepted but rarely acknowledged in public. What made Bella's story especially emotional was not simply the surgery itself, but the regret she later expressed about changing a feature tied to her family heritage. In interviews, she admitted that she sometimes wished she had kept the nose of her ancestors, a deeply personal statement that resonated with many people around the world. Her words touched on something larger than appearance alone: the complicated relationship between beauty standards, identity, and cultural belonging. As the daughter of a family with Palestinian roots, Bella's comments also sparked conversations about how Western beauty ideals can influence young people to alter features connected to their ethnic background. In an industry where careers often depend on fitting narrow standards of attractiveness, many young models feel pressure to erase the very traits that once made them unique. Bella Hadid's experience reflects the emotional cost of growing up under constant public attention. She became famous while still very young, facing social media criticism and impossible expectations during her teenage years. Her story is ultimately not just about cosmetic surgery, but about self-acceptance, cultural identity, and the painful realization that changing your appearance does not always silence insecurity. Justin Jedlicka, the fighter's impossible quest for perfection. Justin Jedlicka, widely known as the human Ken doll, became one of the most extreme examples of cosmetic transformation in modern popular culture. Beginning his surgical journey at 18, Justin spent years pursuing physical perfection through countless cosmetic procedures and body modifications. Over time, his appearance became internationally recognized, turning him into both a media fascination and a symbol of society's obsession with appearance. What makes Justin's story so unsettling is not simply the number of procedures, but what they represent about modern culture. In an era dominated by social media filters, edited photographs, and unrealistic beauty standards, perfection can begin to feel less like fantasy and more like expectation. Justin openly embraced his transformations as a form of self-expression and control over his body. Yet his journey also sparked conversations about insecurity, identity, and body dysmorphia. His transformation reflects a troubling reality of modern life: the pressure to constantly improve ourselves physically, no matter the emotional or psychological cost. While many viewed Justin as an extreme case, his story mirrors a wider cultural trend, where appearance increasingly defines confidence, success, and social acceptance. Behind the headlines and dramatic surgeries is a warning about a society chasing impossible standards. Justin Jedlicka's story is ultimately about the dangerous belief that perfection can erase insecurity, loneliness, or self-doubt. Dolly Parton, the country legend who owns her choices. Dolly Parton has approached cosmetic surgery very differently from many celebrities. Rather than hiding procedures or avoiding public discussion, she has always spoken about them with humor, confidence, and remarkable honesty. Her famous line, "It takes a lot of money to look this cheap," became more than a joke. It became a statement about personal freedom and self-acceptance. For decades, Dolly has openly acknowledged using cosmetic enhancements while refusing to let critics shame her for those choices. In an entertainment industry where women are constantly judged for aging, appearance, and body image, her transparency felt both refreshing and empowering. She never presented herself as naturally perfect, nor did she apologize for wanting to maintain the glamorous image she created throughout her legendary career. What makes Dolly's story especially meaningful is that cosmetic surgery never became her identity. Despite the headlines about her appearance, people continued to admire her extraordinary talent, generosity, songwriting, and larger-than-life personality. She showed that beauty procedures can simply be part of how someone chooses to express themselves, rather than a sign of insecurity or desperation. Her attitude also challenged a deeper cultural double standard. Society often pressures women to stay youthful while simultaneously criticizing them for the methods they use to achieve it. Dolly Parton refused to play by those rules. Instead, she embraced her choices openly and on her own terms, becoming a symbol of confidence, individuality, and unapologetic self-expression in American popular culture. Mickey Rourke, When Boxing Destroys Beauty. Mickey Rourke was once considered one of Hollywood's most striking leading men during the 1980s, known for his charisma, intensity, and rugged charm. But at the height of his acting career, Rourke made a surprising decision. He stepped away from Hollywood to pursue professional boxing, a sport he had loved since his youth. The choice came with devastating consequences. Years of brutal fights left him suffering from broken bones, facial injuries, and repeated physical trauma. To repair the damage, Rourke underwent multiple reconstructive surgeries. However, some of those procedures reportedly worsened his appearance instead of restoring it, dramatically changing the face audiences once recognized on screen. What makes Rourke's story especially tragic is his honesty about the regret he carries. Unlike many celebrities who avoid discussing cosmetic or reconstructive surgery, he openly admitted that certain operations messed up his face and altered his appearance beyond recognition. His transformation became one of Hollywood's most talked-about examples of how physical damage, aging, and surgical complications can permanently reshape a person's identity. But beneath the headlines was a deeper story about masculinity, risk, and self-destruction. Rourke's experience reflected the dangerous belief that people must sacrifice themselves physically to prove strength, toughness, or authenticity. In the end, his face became a visible reminder of the heavy price that fame, violence, and personal ambition can sometimes demand. Christina Aguilera, the pop transformation that shocked the world. Christina Aguilera has spent much of her career reinventing herself in front of the public eye. From her innocent pop debut in 1999 to her bold and dramatic image changes over the years, Aguilera used fashion, makeup, hairstyles, and evolving appearances as part of her artistic identity. Few pop stars transform themselves as often or as publicly as she did. As the years passed, Christina's changing appearance and noticeable weight loss sparked constant media speculation. Tabloids and online commentators endlessly analyzed her body, facial features, and style choices, often treating every transformation as controversy rather than personal expression. In an entertainment industry obsessed with youth and image, female artists are frequently pressured to adapt or risk becoming irrelevant. Behind the glamorous performances and powerful voice was a woman facing enormous personal and professional pressures. Aguilera navigated public scrutiny, motherhood, divorce, and the challenge of staying successful in a music industry that often treats aging female performers far more harshly than men. Many of her transformations reflected not only personal growth, but also the reality of surviving in a business where appearance can influence careers as much as talent. Her story reveals the difficult balance between reinvention and authenticity. For Christina Aguilera, changing her image was never simply about vanity. It became part of maintaining control over her career and identity in a world constantly demanding something new. In many ways, her journey reflects the emotional cost of living a lifetime under the pressure to continuously evolve while millions watch every change. Val Kilmer, the voice that conquered cancer. Val Kilmer experienced a transformation shaped not by vanity or Hollywood pressure, but by survival. After being diagnosed with throat cancer, the actor faced a long and painful medical battle that permanently changed both his appearance and his voice. Treatments including chemotherapy, radiation, and multiple tracheostomy procedures left lasting physical scars and made speaking extremely difficult. For audiences who remembered Kilmer as the charismatic star of films like Top Gun, Batman Forever, and The Doors, the transformation was heartbreaking. Yet what emerged from that struggle was not defeat, but remarkable resilience. Despite enormous health challenges, Kilmer continued creating art, reconnecting with fans, and refusing to disappear from public life. His emotional return in Top Gun, Maverick became one of the film's most powerful moments. For many viewers, seeing him on screen again symbolized courage, endurance, and the strength to keep moving forward despite unimaginable hardship. Advances in technology even helped recreate parts of his voice, allowing audiences to hear echoes of the actor they had admired for decades. Kilmer's story reminds us that not every transformation is about beauty, aging, or cosmetic choices. Some changes are the visible marks of survival itself. In a culture obsessed with appearances, his journey offered something far more meaningful, a reminder that resilience, humanity, and perseverance matter far more than physical perfection. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new videos. See you in the next one.